Welcome to this DaVinci Resolve Fusion node breakdown. Today's node is the highlight node. So we're going to jump into Fusion and we're going to add a highlight node. Now the highlight node creates star-shaped highlights on your luminant areas of your media. And to be able to see anything, we need to first put in a mask on our white input of our highlight node. And if we come up to our inspector, we can start playing with our curve and our levels to start getting highlights popping in. So up here in your low and high, what you're basically doing is trying to find that luminant level where you want your stars to start popping in. And your curve here is going to try to find the midpoints of those luminance levels. And your length will change the actual length of your highlights. Your number of points will change how many points you have in your highlights. And your angle will change the angle. So, to get the look we're looking for, all you have to do is mess around with your low and your curve. And you can see kind of how many we want, and then we can mess with our curve to kind of brighten them up or dim them down. And once we find that, you can see we start getting highlights in our luminant areas of our footage. But right out the box, this node really doesn't look too great. So there are a few things you have to do to make them look better. So let's find some. And if we go over to our color tab, you have the ability to pick the color, but this picker doesn't really work as well as you would think. So it's not really pulling one-for-one match colors. And these red, green, and blue scales are actually changing the scale of those colors, not necessarily the color itself. So you can see you get a little kind of odd results. And your alpha scale just changes the alpha fall off. So let's reset these. And I'm going to show you a better way to actually recolor these so they're a little better looking. And we're going to maybe up these a little bit and make them a little brighter so we can see what we're doing. So a better way to work is if we go ahead and move this up, let's get a merge node, and we're going to bring in our original footage and input this. And here on this highlight node, if we just view our highlight node, if I unselect this merge over, it's just going to give us our highlights. So then what we can do is we can first add a blur. Let's see what we're doing. And we can change our blur size to blur it up a little bit. And then we can add a background. And what we're going to do is we're going to merge our background in and use this as a mask. So now we can take our background and use the actual color picker and pick the color of our highlights. So now we have highlights the same color as our lights. And then you can go in here and mess with your lows and highs a little more. Mess with your curve. Let's blur that up a little more. And now we've got that. And that is the highlight node. I will see you in the next node breakdown.